And welcome everyone to the episode. It should be 7, but I didn't do 6 of Ahsoka on the Disney Plus. So yes, off the bat, apologies. Didn't do one last week. I just didn't feel great, so I wasn't feeling up to it. We didn't do it. Long and short, I enjoyed the episode. Second of all, well done to WGA for actually getting a deal that they're happy with. It's obviously still got to be signed off, but all the writers are going back to work, or they've been allowed to go back to work. They just now have to finalise contract talks and also then vote on it twice, I think. I think the guild's got a vote and then it goes through to the members, or the members just straight up vote on it, which I think they're doing that next week. I can't remember. Anyway, it's soon. The end is in sight. We're like right there. And then you now just have to get the SAG deal done, which they'll probably have already had that negotiation by the time this comes out. I don't know where it's going to drop, to be fair. Who knows when this comes out? You have a span of like 4 days. Probably going to be Monday. So hopefully that goes well. Or it went well. Either one. So yeah. You're paying your writers. Now pay your actors. They're the important one. Well, no, not the important one. They're all important, obviously. So yeah. I'm going to kind of talk about 6 and 7 of Ahsoka as one. But right. Ahsoka 6 and 7. Ahsoka 6 and 7. I enjoyed these two. I did. I haven't got a huge amount to say. I've got more questions than anything. I really enjoyed Thrawn and Ezra coming back in. I think their introductions in live action have been fantastic. I think, Lars Mikkelsen just nailed, like, there's a reason why they got Lars back from the cartoons to do this and to actually physically do it as well. He just has the mannerisms down. Like every little twitch is not that Thrawn's twitches, but every little nuance in his performance is just thrown down to a T. That guy knows this character, and it's fantastic. I can't remember the guy's name who plays Ezra, but I think he's doing a great job so far for the little we've really got of Ezra. I'm not entirely sure I trust Ezra, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's just a cynical... what's a good word for it? Cynical theorist in me that just is expecting something bad to go wrong right there with that character. I think it's been a bit too easy, if that makes sense. And I feel like for Sabine's arc, not being able to let go of Ezra and have Thrawn be the supposed threat and payoff if that gamble went wrong. I think Ezra being the actual behind the scenes threat of that going wrong and the downside to the lesson that she has to learn might hit harder, and my brain automatically goes to the bad thing, and I expect to be unhappy, but not unhappy with it, but unhappy with a negative emotion. You feel sad about what's happened because they built you up and then they're just going to rip the carpet out from underneath you. It's going to be... I feel it's going to be like something like that. Whether it's a case of whatever Ezra is or turns out to be is what Balin's after, because Balin's after something and he's being vague as hell, and I'm not sure how I feel about how vague he's being. I get it's going to be something big, because otherwise why would you hold off until the last episode to reveal what it is necessarily? Now, do I think it's going to be something from Legends? Possibly. I'm not sure how I feel about the Aboleth or whatever. Aboleth or Abeloth, whatever that Dathmiri Legends character's called that people are going on about right now. I'm not convinced it's going to be her. I'd love it to be something like the Bendu. Bring in the Bendu, but I think the most likely thing... Well, not even most likely thing, actually. I think what I'd like to see is they've had that little Zepho connection with the hieroglyphs in the background in the temple. Do something with the Zepho, and that's what Balin's after. Just tie that all around nice and neatly, and that's exactly what I'd like. If it's not and it is a Legends thing, I trust Filoni to pull it off. I would just be slightly disappointed. But I'm sure no matter what it is, Jared will hopefully be on next week so we can dissect and digest all that comes out of that. Yeah, I'm not expecting Ezra in Sabine's story to go well. I feel like there's a reason outside of Ezra obviously having to show up in the back half of this season, because he used the plot and you can't just find him off the bat. I feel like he's been held off for a reason, because also we saw Thrawn first, right? And I feel it's weird to see him first as opposed to Ezra. Like, to me, you always introduce the big bad things last, because you want to build up the good stuff and then you have the bad stuff, right? You want to emotionally pull the rug out from underneath someone, whereas if you, with having Thrawn first, I don't know if that's just me expecting the story to go that way or what, or if I'm picking up a pattern that's not there, but that's where my brain's working right now, and I'm not sure. Also, it would tie if Ezra's, not that I think Ezra's going to be evil. I know I just think there's going to be something going on with Ezra. It's too easy. It's too good for Sabine. It's too good, especially with the lessons she's yet to learn. You know, but then we've only got an episode left, and I've said it from the word go. I don't think this story is wrapping up in one. I think if it is, this has got a lot to go, a lot to do, even not go, a lot to do in a short amount of time. But we'll see. The show has just been a consistent banger from the word go. 1 to 7 have been fantastic. I adore this show. Filoni has cooked. Let this man cook again. Just let him carry on cooking. He can be the Gordon Ramsay of Star Wars. Just don't stop cooking. Yeah. What else have we got? What else was there? It's not the Dathomiri. I was stumbled over that word. God. The Dathomiri are cool. I'd like to see a little bit more of them. I feel like that's a bit. Like, it's a lot for one show, right? We got whatever Balin's after. You got the Thrawn, you got the Dathomiri, or the Dathomirians, the Night Sisters. I'm just going to call them, or the Great Mothers, whatever they're called. The Fates. There you go. Let's just call them the Fates, because that's all these are essentially. I would like a bit more on them, and part of me thinks they're going to somehow be tied to the big thing next week. So there's got to be something. Obviously, what Baden's after, there's got to be something. And with them, with Baden, the naming convention of Baden's skull and Shin Hati, I do wonder if it's going to be tied to a Ragnarok sort of thing. Because they obviously, Shin and Hati chase the sun and the moon. And Filoni likes to make sure that you know exactly which one's which, with the Balin being in black, Shin being in white. Balin rides a black wolf and Shin rides a white one. This man's been playing every RPG and he does exactly what I do and everything has to match. I kind of love and hate it at the same time. Because, that's what I do. But, that's what I do. Please don't do what I do, because it doesn't look... It's a bit... I don't know. It feels a bit forced, I suppose. If everything matches, it's a bit weird. You have to mix and match a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. That's just me rambling about nothing. But yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes and what exactly he's after, because he just straight up ditched Shin. It's like a piece of parting wisdom. Don't rush. Bye. And then just pieces out and has a really cool fight with Ahsoka. I thought that was well done. Very well done. Nice contrast to the I can't remember the name of the planet that they were on, where they had the radar map thing, where they got the space whales from. You all know where I mean. Yeah, it's a nice contrast because obviously that was like enclosed, not enclosed, but it was a small space. They had obstacles in the way. This is just a huge open field. So that was nice. The fight with Shin and the weird space samurai, Ronin samurai, like the other Galaxy Stormtroopers, was cool. I guess I didn't think it was great. I thought there's a bit of where those guys in the red are on the wolves and they're just chasing after Ezra and Sabine and the turtles. Like, wasn't a huge fan of that. It was fine, but I wasn't a huge fan. He dragged on a little bit too long. But, it was cool to see Thrawn do Thrawny stuff. Having the drone to watch over the battlefield and calling the shots and just general Thrawn stuff. Again, Mikkelsen nails the hell out of that role. I think he's fantastic in it. Yeah, I think that's gonna... Have I got anything else? I just know I really like it. It's cool to see Hayden again with the recordings. The little training recordings, his last one to Ahsoka as she's training to go up against Balin again. I thought that was nice to see. If they kill Hugh Yang off, I'm going to be mad. Because he might as well have spiked the camera and said, I'm going to die next week. Actually, yeah, I think Hugh Yang's going to not die, but he's going to have more parts replaced. His whole thing at the start with him being proud that he's still got 75% of original parts, and then him spiking the camera, like, I hope I survive. Yeah, you're probably going to survive, but I reckon it's going to be 50-50. I think they're going to take 25% off, and they'll knock him down 50-50. It's going to... They'll be sad. But who I don't hope dies next week is Balin and Shin. I know it sucks, but we can always recast. It'll be hard to take because Ray Stevenson has made Balin's Skull just this fascinating character with relatively little. He just comes out here, says a couple of things, says a couple of mysterious things and a couple of riddles and pieces off. Like, we need more of that. Also, I don't think Shin's gonna stay with him though. Like she lingered too much on Ahsoka's offer of help. She lingered a little too long for me, but we'll find out next week, I suppose. So yeah, good episodes, good 2 episodes. I'm happy with them. I'm happy with this show in general. I think it's great. And yeah, I think Loki starts next week as well. I think we get the finale of Ahsoka and the start of Loki season 2. So if you put up with my mumbling ramblings on these shows by myself and for however long each week, yeah, you might be getting 2 of me next week. So bye bye.